effective, in my opinion.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, from the T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. In charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Kenny Bayless. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
And in the early moments, early second, Canelo Alvarez in the blue trunks. Gennady
took so long to make is because these two have sparred each other in Big Bear. They know what to expect, and they respect each other's power and speed and timing.
Golovkin in the gray.
I think a reason why this fight,
at this point, as it is Golovkin, is also, as
it was Team Canelo wanting to wait out Gennady, this big destroyer at 160, got a little bit of
pounds. Fought Floyd Mayweather near that weight.
He's 5'10", he has the right
jab.
And Canelo may not be the most skilled fighter at 160, but he has beaten some of the most.
The man who beat the man, lineal middleweight world, he beat Miguel Cotto.
His first middleweight title fight against Miguel
Cotto, the man who beat Sergio Martinez. Pavlik, who beat Jermaine Taylor, who beat Bernard Hopkins, who Chris Mannix tries it.
Goes, I don't care.
The champion of the world.
He was the middleweight champion. As far as lineal,
I'll follow it back to Jack Dempsey in heavyweight if I have to. As Canelo Alvarez,
he countered right uppercut that could have been very vicious, but he just missed.
Good combination by Canelo and moves forward again.
Short right now because both of them are really
sharp in round number one.
Very
Another good
jab. On point with their speed and their counters.
Both are methodical.
Depends what you like. I mean, Triple G came forward, but Canelo boxed really well that first round.
Daniel Jacobs in Madison Square Garden. Now
get an angle on Golovkin.
Around the Gennady control.
He has the faster hands and maybe more explosive, but he has to respect.
Canelo is throwing jabs, head fighter with the jab straight out. You see both men.
Similar stature, they throw similar punches, only Canelo's a little bit better.
See Canelo re-engaging, jumps up on his toes, trying to get a rhythm. Difficult, he's able to slip that last jab. He's able to get out of danger. See him back up. It's subtle, Sergio. We've seen a lot of Golovkin, and it's subtle, but he is just a master in there of keeping the space.
And notice how he just moved his chin a little bit to avoid the great Julio Cesar Chavez when it looked like he would take a punch to the chin, but he rolled. And Golovkin does that excellently.
And he will roll with it. He'll also use the Europeans. That's something that you can do when you fight your whole life, and you have 300 to 400 amateur fights as well.
Coming forward and putting the pressure, and we know how much judges love pressure, whether it's effective.
Always ready to throw power shots itself. Final seconds of round number two. Uppercut to the body by Canelo.
Love that counter uppercut by Canelo. He took it to the body instead of the chin. Punch, but yet he's the one moving and backing up. We'll see if that continues.
Round three here in Las Vegas. Brian Kenny with Sergio Mora and Chris Mannix. The middleweight championship of the world. Belts on the line include the IBF, WBA, and the WBC. Lineal as well. Good jab by Triple G.
You know, Gennady Golovkin is a great middleweight, but he's a fit for Canelo Alvarez, who prefers to counterpunch more than come forward.
Love that body.
Throwing uppercuts, throwing straight right hands. Alvarez is aesthetically pleasing. Again, has a good explosive style to the head. As Golovkin almost fully engaged fight on his hands.
It's a back and forth battle. Both of them throwing similar punches. Jab, right hand, exciting fight.
This is a chess match.
Left hooks. They're both coming up short, countering.
With real power, velocity, subtle skills.
And it's very subtle, but right, they're inside doing so many things that I don't know if everyone's picking them up, but it's brilliant what they're doing.
So just a beautiful weave. I don't use the word weave very often now in boxing, but that's Golovkin getting underneath the hook. Canelo tries with the hook. And then
Much this round, moving his head, but not moving his feet, moving Golovkin's shots now. Coming forward now.
These are one of these fights, and this is how you know it's a great fight. If someone asks you, hey, who's supposed to win? We don't know who's dropping down low. Canelo tries the hook to the liver. Uppercut.
Canelo is known as an explosive, time for the right shot.
Golovkin with the right side as well, able to slip jabs.
And what's going to do? Throw the shots to the shoulder. That's where it's going to land.
We're through 3.
Away 2 rounds to 1 in favor of Canelo Alvarez.
Round 4 in Las Vegas. Brian Kenny, Canelo Alvarez. A brisk pace.
And a punch at the shoulder. Don't look at the head. Right now, the head movement of Canelo has been right now. He's come back with sharp counters. Punch at the shoulder. Make sure you stop your fight.
Good combination by Canelo Alvarez and a body shot there. That scored. Now comes Triple G. Triple G with the hook to the body. Level championship action. You see Golovkin jab fall a ½ inch in front of his master there. Canelo, not bad himself, able to slip away from those shots.
Now, but right now, Golovkin.
You wonder too, Sergio, if you're Canelo and you watch Golovkin go 12 rounds against Daniel Jacobs.
That's a great point, Chris, and yes, it does, because if Jacobs was known not to have a chin, and he got up from the...
Jacobs couldn't stand up to your power.
And live to tell about it. Alvarez, though, able to slip the jab by Canelo. And a right to Golovkin. And the only difference you see between the two, really, because they're both kind of harder.
Not only that, BK, but we got to remember, this is a sport that's judged not only on...
Alvarez just gets a little more oomph and fire on his shots. Loads up a little more, but throws...
Effective aggression, but defense, too. So you got to give Canelo some credit for that, the defense and the head movement.
Won the round. The last 2 I've got question marks next to the initial.
Yeah, I've got it dead even, but certainly we're tough to score. I think the range from Gennady Golovkin.
World champion, and this for the middleweight championship, earning his way with several belts and putting them all on the line here. Canelo again on the ropes. Canelo able to fight off the ropes.
Golovkin punches wants him to gut Canelo in the torso really nicely.
That waistband is there, Sergio, isn't it?
And that's what's not going to move. So you concentrate on the body if you're going to touch something, punch something.
And less so again tonight. Take attack, less so against
Canelo is not that type.
Extremely effective with the body
in his head. Good right hand there by Canelo. He's rarely touched and rarely... It is rare to see Golovkin. No, but it landed.
That's the biggest shot of the fight as well.
Both right hands. Short, tight punches as well. Right hand again by...
Took Golovkin's power.
For Golovkin, though, to establish...
Power really nicely there.
That he's landing is important. These guys need to win rounds.
Shots down there.
Both men totally engaged.
Now he's jabbing downstairs. I like to see him throw body shots.
As Canelo shakes his head, Golovkin shakes his head back. And about that? And how about this? Off the ropes
like this. He's not very good. Not sure what kind of strategy it is for Canelo to fight off the ropes. A ton of shots. The judge is going to look at that.
Here now, Golovkin is scoring. And you're leaving that impression if you're a judge that, Chris, you're right. He wasn't really taking any shots at all, but well, or what win fights. 6th round here, middleweight championship of the world in Las Vegas. Canelo Alvarez out fired. And Chris, as much as I say I rounds, it looked like I even sound. Do you agree?
Yeah, 3 rounds to 2, 48-47 for Gennady Golovkin.
Canelo was against the ropes again.
Firing back Canelo Alvarez, and there, a hook to the body off a right hand. And hard stuff, jab as well. And Golovkin actually moves, eats another jab from Canelo.
This is where Eddie Rain wants to fight, in the middle of the ring. The ropes, give your man a chance.
Controlled fury by both champions.
And the battle of the movement and counter-punching looking really sharp, but I think the bill.
It is difficult to score. Both men are... Golovkin, his fights, you see, it is easier to kind of follow when he loads up and, well, that's not legal. Land, and you're not even sure until you see how hard that shot was.
What's really effective is coming forward, throwing punches like that. That's effective enough to win the rounds.
Canelo again backs up into the ropes, and Golovkin those shots. Now moves forward, body shot.
Those are the effective ones. Even if you block them, you still feel it. Your elbow digs in your own rib. You feel those shots. Oh, Canelo's arms a little dropped after that body shot. You're doing, maybe it was that body shot, earlier body shot, those shots to the body that looked like they were blocked. I'm telling you, body shots do that to you, and I noticed that Canelo's dropping his arms a little bit, so.
Down 6. He was able to do that against Danny Jacobs. 7th round in Las Vegas middleweight championship of the world. And as I mentioned, I've never really seen Golovkin marked up in any way there. So Canelo Alvarez able to at least put his mark on the face of Triple G. Firing back with uppercuts. Golovkin coming back with a hard right hand and a jab.
Touch on that. He came out doing exactly what.
Making Gennady Golovkin fight going backwards is easy.
But once that stopped.
There are some shades at this point in the fight. Not to the extent of, but what we saw against David got through and Lemieux was backing up. No, you know, Canelo's not that Lemieux did, but he started to get hit pretty clean.
Here's for him to, he's got to put more energy, loads up a little bit more. A right hand by Golovkin and a jab as well.
Boxing, but in a way, Golovkin's coming forward back. He's getting pushed back, and you got to credit Golovkin's effective pressure.
Golovkin now jumps up, gets on his toe. Big gulp of air.
See, the thing about looks like Canelo's being forced back. That's the difference. Great jab there by Golovkin. Good cut here in Golovkin. Golovkin found a home for a power jab.
Tries to corner him. Now he's got him there. Now he goes to work. Can he be a...
Okay, Golovkin backed up slightly. He didn't want to see.
Golovkin is a methodical stalker.
And the thing about Golovkin's power is he doesn't smother his power. Great up.
Final seconds of the 7th round. Triple G is making his mark.
This power.
Canelo Alvarez 49-1-1. This for supremacy at 160 pounds. Chris Mannix, how do you have it scored?
I think Gennady Golovkin's created a little bit of a 68-65 favor of Golovkin. Interesting to hear Abel Sanchez say, don't give away seconds. I guess you have to be careful. Guy tries to steal a round.
Golovkin's here being very effective. Backs Canelo Alvarez up.
The jab has been very effective on Gennady Golovkin's jab. And in close fights like this, where it's baffled jab like that, could be the difference.
Loading up, tried it again. It's a beautiful jab by Golovkin, straight up.
And those are the clean punches. But you remember the jabs.
What you think, or who you think, won that certain exchange.
They're judge-friendly. They're taps the head back. Even though Canelo countered with 2 nice body shots, it's the
his own head to get out of harm's way. He establishes rhythm in this fight of the ring.
So here's another thing, but it was countered by an uppercut that also, what did you like, the body shot or the clean snap Canelo's head back?
Once again, you're scoring, trying to get a winner accurately judged. You can go by some sort of, and I've maintained many times that, you know, themselves don't know who wins these rounds, especially at the highest level. Lots of punches being thrown, a lot of bad intent.
I tell you what, hit with my head snap body because those body shots being back, then invested to the, for me at least, a body shot.
The ropes, but Canelo Alvarez is fighting a good part of this fight with his back. Triple G. Right there, right? Get on your horse. Giddy up. Canelo G moving forward. Body shots. And look, Golovkin allowing Canelo to breathe.
They both exchanged body shots, but it was Golovkin.
Championship round, the championship distance. Brian Kenny, Sergio Mora, and Chris Mannix. Vegas middleweight championship of the world. Canelo Alvarez comes. This is Las Trunks. That is Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. He's out firing out of the blue trunks. And the great.
And Brian, there's kind of a theme to see. Takes the fight in the center of the ring, but as you get to about the 2-minute mark, some of these rounds, Canelo Alvarez comes out pretty fast early. That's when Golovkin starts to assert himself, and Canelo starts fighting up the road.
With a hook. Golovkin says, bring it. Let's go. In the opening seconds there, it was Canelo, and that is a good uppercut. And an outspace. It is Alvarez who comes out. Good uppercut by Triple G. Fires back, landing combination by Alvarez. Action picking up now, and these rounds are close. And even so, Chris, look, I'm trying to just make the previous 2 to Canelo, but I've got question marks on rounds 3, 8, 7, and 4.
First and before in favor of Golovkin. I have been winning a lot, losing 2 before that. I don't think they're all that has really asserted himself with that jab and landed the cleaner shots.
Well, I agree. Rounds 5 and 8, I've got cooking, and the judges are concentrating for the
huge right hand by Canelo Alvarez.
Gets Canelo into the corner with good chins. extremely durable, both right up the middle. And Golovkin, Sergio, you can speak to this. Man is constantly on your chest. What does that do to you?
I can see a little fatigue on Canelo's part now. He's dropping his arms, he's staying against the ropes, and his strength throwing combinations, his feet behind him. That pressure bucks, and that's exactly what's happening here.
Golovkin is landing, and also if you see, when he gets up on his body attack and a right arm. Some of those are blocked. But
Canelo looking a little winded at the end of this round.
Championship rounds are next.
Faster early on, landed some good shots, and that right hand you just saw, even though Golovkin and cleanest punch for Canelo of the night.
Round 10 here at the Canelo Alvarez here, a super fight for the middleweight champ of the world. Body shots. Canelo going to work, Alvarez.
Trainer Eddie Reynoso said we need these last 3 rounds. I need them sharp, I need them powerful.
Canelo is working now. Like Golovkin. And a right. 4. Still methodical. Still within. Now we've got a. But both men are
both landing and missing the same punches. Whoever lands first.
Right. Good pace on those jabs by Golovkin. He's got different speed with those jabs.
To the jab, Canelo.
Of every round, and a C fighter for the last, fighting like an A fighter for the first minute.
You see the pressure being put on a few.
Work out.
And now to
both. You gotta box them and fight them in the inside. You gotta get your respect and then get out. And push back.
Done a fine job in this fight, moving in and out. Golovkin counter right by Canelo.
Golovkin can't wait to come back. Beautiful body shots there by Canelo, but the point is...
Almost imperceptibly, now these shots landing by Golovkin.
Canelo's he's not boxing anymore. He's being pushed back, and that's the difference.
To clearly win that round?
I don't think he clearly won it, but I gave it to him. 94,
but at the very least, you can say he picked up the work rate and the energy.
On my card, in favor.
Round 11, middleweight championship.
Push back now, even though by Golovkin. Golovkin just walking.
Right on the waistband by Alvarez, doing the giddy up. Has that little jump, Sergio. He never.
A guy like Canelo, a champion like Canelo, you can push him back with that mental. It's a big deal there.
And Sergio, you know this, that there.
And Golovkin does.
And Canelo has fought top box. Mentioned it earlier, guys like Austin Trout, even an aging Shane Mosley. But he is used to Mara and eventually driving his man in the ring. This is a different animal in front of him tonight. Now Canelo back on the ropes again. To bring it. Right hand by Golovkin, that caught, not flush.
When you're fighting a fighter, a champion like Golovkin, there's nowhere. Canelo moving nicely, but he's not fighting back as much as Golovkin to get these rounds.
That uppercut from Golovkin.
Put that uppercut nicely. Canelo clears that sharp uppercut.
You could say that both ways, right, Sergio?
Absolutely.
Both landing good up.
And there were a couple of swing rounds there, but Golovkin has done enough to win this fight in my card. Towards the end of that round, the counter-punching for Canelo was effective.
Who'd you give the 11th round to?
I gave it to Golovkin. I thought he did enough, but not enough of this. When
they land, they're very impressive. Even officially, that means this could swing it. This fight could be, look, Chris, I think you're doing a good job scoring it. It's a close fight. Good jab work there. Right hands, and now.
Body shots in the inside by Canelo.
Again by Canelo Alvarez. Golovkin marches back. Now he's throwing. Golovkin's still moving forward, but he ate a lot of shots. Score looks to answer everything.
Golovkin is the unified champion at 160 pounds.
The scrutiny, we're watching it with an eye on the judges.
But Canelo is the A side in this fight, and that matters in situations like that.
Scoring a fight ringside, and we're calling. Judges are there in that bout for the middleweight title. Canelo with the body shot. That's not in question. Outstanding. Established himself early in the superior work rate. Can that be enough to swing it?
But it's been kept clean, and Kenny
need more here to win this round. Oh, Triple G comes back. Canelo fighting to the final bell. And that's it. Gennady Golovkin
cost him some of these later rounds.
You see here in round 12, Sergio, it definitely appeared Canelo was able to win this round.
This round was, like Chris mentioned earlier, Canelo starts off every round, but Golovkin finishes it. And usually with judges, they remember the last part of the round. It's going to be very difficult to score.
Open.
Canelo's trainer wants him to back up Golovkin. They say that Golovkin doesn't know how to fight backwards.
There's the uppercut. Obviously effective. Never lost as a professional.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards after 12 rounds of boxing. Adelaide Bird scores it 118 to 110 for Canelo.
By Golovkin, and here's that right hand by Canelo.
Dave Moretti scores it 115 for Triple G. And Don Trella scores it 114, a three-way split. This is officially a draw.